Kundalini is the energy of consciousness. Okay, I mean, a lot of people call Kundalini a lot of different things. Untapped potential, dormant energy, energy of consciousness. And Kundalini yoga is designed to move energy up through the body, up from the lower spine to the upper spine. It's designed to help us release stuck energy, release trapped, hard, stiff areas, and also to raise consciousness. So what this means is that a regular Kundalini practice can actually not only help us to be healthier, looser, freer in our bodies, but also actually in our minds and spirits as well. So ultimately, we can become the best, most intuitive and healthiest versions of ourselves. So practicing Kundalini regularly actually is really good for you, but it's also good for the people around you. It has a ripple effect. This is one thing I've been finding to be very, very true. So I just wanted to put that out there because I see Kundalini yoga as a form of social justice in a way, as a way of just like bettering yourself in a way that equips you better to deal with the world as we know it, which is not easy, as we all know. So I just wanted to put that out there. And if anyone there's so much to say about Kundalini yoga. If anyone ever has questions about it, you can reach out to me outside this class as well, okay? So I'm gonna ask everyone to land here now with just a brief breathing exercise before we tune in. We're gonna do something called segmented breathing. So, no, actually you don't need to use your hands for this. What we're gonna do is inhale in 4 equal sniffs. So, and exhale in 4 equal sniffs. So close your eyes and actually first take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale slowly. Exhale all the air out. And then begin 4 equal sniffs in and 4 out. Now just go like this at your own pace. We're not going to be here too long. This breathing pattern is designed to promote clarity and alertness and calm all at once. If you begin to feel anything like dizziness, just pause and resume when you feel comfortable. We're almost there. Now inhale with your eyes still closed, inhale deeply. Hold the breath. Hold, hold, hold. Now exhale through the mouth with a cannonball breath. Okay, inhale deeply again and hold. Again, cannonball through the mouth. Last time, inhale deeply. This time, squeeze your entire body as you're holding your breath. Squeeze your fists, all the muscles of your body. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then cannonball, release. Okay. Okay. All right. It's a really good breath for stimulating the glands to promote a state of alertness and calm, which will help with today's practice. I should have mentioned before, if you're comfortable in this position, that's good. I definitely always raise my own hips up with one of these blankets. You can always change your crossing of your legs anytime. And also, if this is just really not comfortable, you can also switch at any time to sitting on your heels. And there are even folded up chairs in the back, so it might seem funny to go grab a chair during a yoga class, but there's really nothing wrong with, at any point, if you need to switch, go grabbing a chair and plant. All you need to do if you sit in a chair is keep your spine straight and plant your feet on the floor and just sit straight. That's the important part. So there's nothing wrong with needing to use different tools. So next we're going to tune in. And in Kundalini Yoga, we tune in with something called the Adi Mantra, which is the little cue card that I gave you, that I wrote it down in Sharpie with, for those who aren't familiar with the mantra. So Kundalini Yoga is actually influenced by the Sikh faith. It's not a religious practice, but like all types of yoga, it is a spiritual practice. And a lot of you'll see the influence of the Sikh faith most in the mantras that we use, because most of them are in the Sikh language of Gurmukhi. It's a sacred language. And we don't just chant them in English, because yogic science has this whole thing about specific sounds vibrating specific points in our mouths and having specific effects. And I can attest to these effects being real. So we keep the chants, and they are beautiful chants, and you do feel them reverberating through your body. So this one, Om Namo Guru Dev Namo, can be translated to mean, I bow to the teacher within, I call on my highest consciousness. So this mantra is all about calling ourselves to presence before starting any practice. And it's really about, the thing I love about it is that it's really about acknowledging that every single person has a divine wisdom within us, has authority and intuition within us. There's no one human being no one guru or human being of any kind that has greater inherent access to wisdom. So it's really important to acknowledge within the context of Kundalini practice. So what we're going to do, we're going to chant this 3 times. I invite you to rub your palms together just to activate the nerve endings. Bring your thumbs to your sternum and close your eyes. And inhale deeply. You might tuck your chin a little to keep your spine straight. Inhale deeply. Exhale. All through the nose, by the way. Inhale again. Exhale. And on the 3rd inhale, we're going to start chanting it 3 times. If you'd like to listen the first time or join in after, whatever you feel comfortable with is great. So inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Last time. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Okay, inhale deeply, still with your hands at your chest. Hold your breath. And set your intention for today's practice, whatever that happens to mean to you. Could be a feeling, a sensation, anything that you'd like to land on. Okay, exhale and bring your hands down whenever you're ready. Okay, so welcome again, everyone. So in Kundalini yoga, we tend to do the breath work and the tuning in, and then we do a few warm-up exercises, and then we do the actual Kriya, which is another word for set of actions or sequence of actions, which is another word for the actual practice itself. And then we do a relaxation and a meditation towards the end, and then we tune out. So we're going to do just we're going to do 3 warm-up exercises today to prepare for the longer Kriya that we're doing, which is actually a Kriya to release and transform anger. So don't worry if you don't feel like an angry person, and don't worry if you do, because it's going to be fine either way. This is a safe space, and there's all sorts of modifications and adjustments, and you don't need to do anything that doesn't work for you or your body or your mind. So the first warm-up we're going to do, you could either stay with your, some of the warm-ups I like to keep my hips propped up and some I don't, so be the judge of that. We're going to start with some simple side stretches. So bringing your left palm to the ground, inhaling up, exhaling down, and then opposite side, inhaling up, exhaling down. You might close your eyes to lock that energy in a little. Inhaling up, exhaling down. We're just here for a minute. It's really great for the side body, for the internal organs. And this is not the kind of yoga class where I will go and physically adjust you or correct you, but if I ever see anyone doing anything less than beneficial, I direct comments to the whole class. So otherwise, it's about feeling into it rather than fitting a specific form. Inhaling up, exhaling down.
You can say Satnam.
You can if you want to, although I'm going to introduce that mantra after, but we're not here long enough for that right now, but so come to straight spine. Inhale deeply and hold. And then exhale slowly and just sit here for a moment and try not to move at all. Just try to stay totally still. Just for a minute. For a moment, I mean. Feel the energy begin to loosen. Okay. Now we're going to do something called spinal flex, which is a very common warm-up in Kundalini. You can either stay in this position, or I'm going to actually go into sitting on my heels, also known as rock pose for this. Whatever feels better to you. And either way, you'll have your hands on your knees. And we're going to inhale by pressing the chest forward, chin slightly up, and then exhale back. We're rounding the back towards the back of the room, or back of your back, and chin to chest. Inhale forward, exhale back. Closing the eyes. This is a really great way to stretch the muscles along our spine, circulate energy up the spine. And it's also great for stimulating digestion. You can go as slowly or you can speed up if you're comfortable with that as well. We're just here a few more seconds. Okay, finish the one you're on and come to straight spine and inhale deeply. Hold the breath and release slowly. Okay. So the next warm-up we're going to do, the last one before we start today's Kriya, is called frog pose. So we're going to come to a squatting position. This is going to, your feet are kind of splayed out and your heels are close together, maybe almost touching, and your fingertips are out in front, maybe like almost a foot in front. And then we're going to start hopping around like frogs. I'm just joking. Sorry, this is a joke that I keep having to make. I'm not sure why. Okay, so what we're actually going to do is, this is the exhale position. The exhale position is like this, with the face, the spine as straight as possible and the face ahead. The inhale is standing, bringing our nose towards the knees. And then exhale like this. So that's one. We're going to try to do 15 of these. So at your own pace, stopping when you need to, of course. So inhale, nose to knees. Exhale, straight spine, face ahead. If you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes. Inhale, nose to knees. Exhale, squat. Keep going. We're not here for very long. This is great for the hips, the thighs, the lower back. And it stimulates the three lower chakras. One's associated with digestion, sexuality, willpower, creativity. And it moves that energy up towards the higher centers, towards your heart. Everyone's doing really great. Yeah, you can pause on top or pause at squat position, whatever you need. Yeah. Okay. Okay, whenever you've done 15, the next time you're, well, I'm going to let people finish if they want to. The next time you're in standing position, take a deep breath in and hold for just a second. And then exhale, come back down to a squat and release. Okay, I realize that's a challenge. Great job though, everyone, seriously. It's a really good way to stretch multiple parts of the body at the same time and really warm up before practice. So, great job. Okay, so now we're ready to start the actual Kriya, which is, as I mentioned, is a Kriya to relieve, release, and transform anger. So, if anyone here has ever experienced anger, which I know you have, it's, we all know that whether you're holding on to inner anger for a lifetime, for years, or even for days, it can kind of make you sick. It can kind of compromise your health, whether that's physical, mental. It can block your relationships. It can strain your bonds with other people, all kinds of things. And so this Kriya is designed to kind of help release that, to whatever extent you're open to it, of course. So the first exercise, actually, I'm going to invite you all to come down onto your backs and lie down. Take a sip of water first if you need. Okay, so the first exercise is, you might laugh, but you're just going to put your legs, let your feet fall out, let your hands fall out to the sides, and you're going to pretend to snore. So this is what we're doing for just under a minute. Think of it as a breathing exercise, which is basically what it is. So Okay, amazing. Now, staying in the same position, still laying down. You can either have your hands out next to you with their palms down on the floor, or what I recommend is actually sliding your hands just under your butt to support your lower back, like I'm doing here. But if, it's up to you. And so this next one's a bit of a challenge, I'm not gonna lie, but we're not here very long. So in yoga, as in life, everything is temporary. So basically what we're gonna do is lift the feet 6 inches off the ground like this, pointing the toes. You're gonna feel it in your navel. It's a lot of pressure. We're basically just gonna, the idea is to hold this for just under a minute. If you need to take breaks, that's totally fine. If it's not accessible to you, you can try doing one leg at a time. And just do your best basically with this, and breathe. Don't forget to breathe long and deep breaths through the nose. Keep your feet together if you can. Everyone's doing really great. If you need to just take straight up breaks, do so too, but envision yourself still doing it. Visualization actually has quite a bit of power as well. This is an exercise that applies pressure to the navel center, which helps to balance out all the systems of the body and helps to balance out emotions stuck in the body as well. Oh, you're all doing great. Okay, 3 more seconds. Okay, you can, with control, release your legs gently down. Okay, so now we're going to do, for less time than we just did, we're going to do exactly the same thing, but this time we're doing, unless you're menstruating or pregnant, in which case you shouldn't do the breath I'm about to show you. You should instead just do long and deep breathing like we just did. But if you're not, the idea is to stay in the exact same position, lift your legs again, and this time stick your tongue out and pant like a dog, which is a version of something called breath of fire. So it's going to look like this. Again, just do your best. We're doing exactly what we just did, but sticking our tongue out and panting. We're here for less than a minute. This is another way of activating the system at the navel center. Take breaks if you need to. Okay, slowly release, relax. Great job. Now you might hopefully enjoy this next part. You're still on your back. This time we're going to raise our legs up perpendicular to the ground. So your feet are facing the sky to the best of your ability. And the hands are down, the palms are on the ground. And for the next little while, we're gonna basically think about what makes us angry and slap the ground. Okay, so the idea, you can use the whole length of your arm and just get it out. It doesn't have to feel like anger. It can be frustration, irritation, anything. Don't be afraid to get angry. anger doesn't always feel like anger too. It might feel like sadness. One hand at a time. Yeah. The whole length of your arm. Don't forget to breathe. Okay, slowly release down, release your legs back down. Stay here for a moment. Just be here for a moment and observe. It's not always an easy exercise to do. You might not feel like you can access anger at the drop of a hat like that, but with a little practice. And now I'm going to invite you to just hug your knees into your chest, give yourself a little hug. And while we're here, we're going to stick out our tongues again. Everyone can do this breath, whether you're pregnant or menstruating or not. And it's just, this is a cooling breath to kind of cool down after the exercises we just did. So with your tongue out, you're going to inhale in through your mouth and exhale through your nostrils. I like to bring my tongue in when I exhale through my nostrils. Keep going like that. We're not going to be here long. Everyone's doing really great. Inhaling through the mouth, exhaling through the nostrils. Finish your last cycle of breath and release your legs slowly down, your feet to the ground. And now we're going to come to a seated position either by rolling onto your side and pushing your way up, or you can rock, grab the back of your thighs and rock to a seated position. Whatever feels good to you. So that concludes our lying down portion. Hopefully everyone's okay. Oh yeah, sorry, no, that's not what we're doing. So the next pose actually involves getting onto the knees in whatever way you're comfortable. So actually what the pose actually calls for, you can stay on your knees if this is comfortable, on your heels rather, if this is comfortable to you. But what the pose actually calls for is to move your heels apart and rest your butt between your heels. If that's not comfortable, you can always prop a cushion between your heels, or even a block, and sit on the block, whatever, if that helps. And if this is just really not accessible, you can just sit on your heels as well, whatever works. This actually feels quite good, I just realized. So the idea is to then take opposite hands and grab the top of your upper arms, and you're basically pressing your arms against your rib cage, putting a bit of pressure. And then we're inhaling in this position, and we're exhaling and bringing our forehead to the ground, if it goes to the ground. If it doesn't, you can just go as far as you're comfortable, or you can use a block like this as well and bring your head down like that. Whatever works. And we're just going to be here for roughly another minute as well, keeping pressure here, inhaling up, always through the nostrils, and then exhaling down through the nostrils and closing your eyes. This is another great way to massage the internal organs, also known as celibate pose. Okay. Going. You can go at your own pace as always. Almost there. Everyone's doing fabulous. Just 10 more seconds. If it's within your ability to speed up for these last few seconds, then do so. Okay, now come to straight spine, take a deep inhale, and release. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, lots of creative exercises in this practice, is still sitting down. And you might want to, I'm definitely going to prop my own butt up here for this one. You're going to have legs in front of you. It's much easier to have a straight spine in this position if you prop yourself up a bit, in my experience. And yeah, do what you can to sit straight. And this is basically the self-massage portion of the class. So for the next, roughly the next minute, what we're doing is with the palms of our hands, we're just slapping, massaging all over our bodies. So chest, stomach, butt, anything that feels good. We're moving stuck energy, we're moving stuck emotion, we're stimulating those seldom reached areas of our body and our psyche here. So I invite you to close your eyes for this. Keep going. Feels really good on the chest. Keep going, wherever feels good for you. Okay, just a few more seconds. This is the kind of exercise that's actually really good to do every day, just randomly. Very good for you. Okay, can stop now. Stay here just for a moment, observe. Take a deep inhale. Exhale through the nose. Okay. Now we're going to do the one standing position as part of this Kriya. It's not very long and it's not very difficult. So what we're going to do is come to squat and then push yourself up to standing. I should face this way. And then basically it's quite simple. You might have your feet like about hip width apart. And the idea is just to bend at the hips and keep your back parallel to the ground. So straight. You're not letting your head hang down. You're holding it up. You're letting your arms hang down. You're keeping your back as straight as possible. Eyes closed, and we're holding this. The idea is to hold this for a minute. The legs are straight, and just let the arms dangle, kind of thing. So do your best. Breathe deeply in through the nose and out through the nose. Halfway there already. Okay. Inhale in this position, hold, and release. And you can squat back down as you're comfortable. Okay, great job, everyone. So, I'm just going to move this out of the way. Okay, so is everyone doing okay? We're getting there. It's moving swiftly from motion to motion in this one. So most of you who've done yoga of other kinds before has encountered cobra pose. So that's what the next part calls for, but there are alternatives because it's hard to hold cobra pose for any extended period of time unless your body's really into that. So the idea here is to come onto our stomachs. I'll show you first. And for cobra pose, we want to bring our heels together and bring our hands under our shoulders. And then slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, push up to whatever point is comfortable. My body doesn't have a lot of tolerance for pushing up in cobra pose. And then the idea is to hold for almost a minute. If that's not comfortable to you, there's an alternative known as Sphinx pose where you can do this resting on your forearms. So invite you to come onto your stomachs and try whichever one works for you, for starters. Either cobra or Sphinx. We're holding it for just under a minute. And close your eyes and breathe. Just hold. This is really great for the spine, for the digestive system, as so many of these exercises are. Just hold. We're not here for too long. Try to relax your shoulders and stretch your head out of your neck. Now, start to roll your head one way, doing neck circles one way, and then neck circle the other way. While still in this position. Just do back and forth, one on each side a couple times. And then you can stop doing that. And what we're going to do for the last few seconds of holding this pose is kick our feet one after the other onto the ground. Don't be afraid to kick. You can pretend you're having a tantrum like a toddler if you'd like. Just breathe and kick. here for like 10 more seconds. Okay. Inhale, hold. Exhale. You can bring your hands down like a pillow and rest your head to one side for a moment. Okay. Now I would let you just relax here, but there's one more exercise and then we're actually going to do a legit relaxation. So I'm going to be cruel to be kind and ask you all to transition to a seated position by turning onto your side and pushing your way up, or however you feel comfortable doing that. And this is the last active exercise in this Kriya. Sat Kriya, we're going to be using Sat Nam. So this is a foundational exercise in Kundalini Yoga. Really good massage for the digestive organs. Really good exercise for moving Kundalini energy up. And basically, yeah, really good for the digestive and sexual systems as well. It's also been said to unblock sexual energy. So what we're going to do, we can sit in this position. It's also very okay to do it in rock position as well. Many Kriyas call for it in that position as well, so it's up to you. And what we're doing is we're interlacing our fingers, keeping our index fingers together almost like a pistol, I want to say, or a steeple. We're going to hold it over our heads with our arms close to our ears. And I can bring it down for a moment because I'll just tell you what the mantra is. So the mantra that we're going to be doing is Sat Nam, which is a very commonly used mantra in Kundalini Yoga. And it means I am truth, or truth is my name, truth is my essence, truth is my identity. And since Kundalini Yoga is so much about holding ourselves up to whatever personal truths arise for us, it makes sense that this mantra is woven through so much of these practices. So what we're going to do in this position is we're going to actually say out loud Sat while sucking our navel in, and then Nam, we let it out. Sat Nam, Sat Nam. We're only going to be doing this a minute, and I can set the pace and you can say it with me. I'm not going to go very fast. And so the Nam is very passive. You just let your stomach out. Sat Nam. Close the eyes. Sat Nam. 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 Okay, now staying in position, I want you to inhale deeply through your nose. And then we're going to squeeze root lock. And all that means is squeeze the muscles of the anus, sex organs, and navel all at once. So don't give it too much thought. It can be very subtle. Just squeeze for a moment. Hold the breath in. Hold, hold, hold. And then exhale and sweep the arms down. Okay. The root lock is a very good way to move energy up as well, to channel energy along different pathways in the body. Okay, just stay here just a moment. Okay. Now, feel free to have a sip of water. We're gonna actually move to laying down now for relaxation for a few minutes before we transition to meditation. And the meditation today is quite a beautiful one, so I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. But until then, we lay down. If you need a bolster under your knees, there are some in the back as well, or you can use the blanket. And going to let your legs fall out to the side, let the palms of your hands just fall out. And just relax. Relax and breathe normally. Close your eyes. Relax your lips, your tongue, your jaw, the muscles of your face and your forehead. Feel your body being pulled toward the floor. Your fingertips are falling away, your wrists are falling away. Everything is breaking. Shatter your body into all its individual cells and let light flow through. Be open to receiving that light. It belongs to you and it always has. So just relax.
I teach at 11:15.
Okay.
11:30. I teach at 11:30.
Okay, well, I'm in the middle of a
I have
class.
to set up the TRXs.
Okay, but not now though, after 11:15, yeah. When your mind wanders, which it will, just bring it back to the breath. Inflow and outflow of air through the nose. You can feel the air exiting your nostrils and touching your upper lip. Very slowly start to move your fingers and toes. Make circles with your wrists and your ankles. Bring your palms together and the soles of your feet together and give them all a little rub at the same time. And then bring your feet back down and bring one knee into your chest and draw it over to the opposite side of your body to give yourself a nice cat stretch. Opposite arm outstretched, like so. Inhale once deeply here. And then come back to center and do it on the other side as well. Now we're going to come to a fetal position on the right side and push your way up back to seated. Oops. Sorry about the interruption there, everyone. Okay, so the meditation today is often done on full moons or new moons or equinoxes or special occasions in general, but since we're almost a full moon, a new moon, sorry, and since it's August 1st, I figured this is a good enough occasion to bring this one out. And this is a really beautiful practice, actually. It involves mantra and mudra, mudra being hand gestures. This is a really great meditation just for opening up the different chakras and allowing Kundalini energy to flow and promoting a sense of overall peace and security within the self. And it's said to help us it promotes the type of awareness that we need to make good decisions in life, better decisions than we might otherwise make. So I'm going to actually, so it's the little handouts that I gave you for the chant. And I don't want you to be overwhelmed because I'm actually going to put on the chant for us to sing along with. And so you can listen and be guided by that. And it's really not very complicated and you'll get it in about 2 seconds. But basically, the chant goes sa re sa sa, sa re sa sa, sa re sa sa, sarang. And then it goes hara re, hara hara, hara re, hara hara, hara re, hara hara, harang. So basically, sa is another word for totality or infinity. And har is a word for the creativity of the earth or the power of manifestation. And this mantra can be translated to mean infinity is everywhere, creativity is everywhere. This is the sentiment behind it. And so we can really hone our own powers of manifestation while doing this. And so the mantra that we use when we're doing it is we bring our hands into prayer pose at the navel, lower down. And we're going to sing it as the words that we're singing. It's going to start out as sa re sa sa, sa re sa sa, as we're moving up. We're keeping our pinky and our thumbs together, but the other fingers are slowly opening up like a flower. Sa re sa sa, until they're in front of the face and they're all the way open. And then the chant's going to switch to hara re, and we dive our hands backwards towards each other like so. Hara re, hara hara, hara re, hara hara, hara re, hara hara, harang. And then it switches again. So trust me when I say you're going to get it quickly. And I'm just going to put this on. You can feel free to listen to it once or twice first. The idea is to close your eyes and feel it if you're comfortable doing so. Sorry, one moment. Technology. Sorry, everyone. I wish I just had a clap on, clap off system here. Sorry, okay. Okay, so. Sa re sa sa, sa re sa sa, sa re sa sa, sarang. Hara re hara hara, hara re hara hara, hara re hara hara harang. Sa re sa sa, sa re sa sa, sa re sa sa, sarang. Hara re hara hara, hara re hara hara, hara re hara hara harang. Sa re sa sa, sa re sa sa, sa re sa sa, sarang. Hara re hara hara, hara re hara hara, hara re hara hara harang. Sa re sa sa, sa re sa sa, sa re sa sa, sarang. Hara re hara hara, hara re hara hara, hara re hara hara harang. Sa re sa sa, sa re sa sa, sa re sa sa, sarang. Hara re hara hara, hara re hara hara, hara re hara hara harang. Sa re sa sa, sa re sa sa, sa re sa sa, sarang. Hara re hara hara, hara re hara hara, hara re hara hara harang. Sa re sa sa, sa re sa sa, sa re sa sa, sarang. Hare Re Hara Hara Hare Re Hara Hare Re Hara 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 Ram. Sa Re Sa 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 Re Sa 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 Re Sa 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 Ram. Hare Re Hara Hara Hare Re Hara Hare Re Hara 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 Ram. Sa Re Sa 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 Re Sa 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 Re Sa 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 Ram. Hare Re Hara Hara Hare Re Hara Hare Re Hara 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 Ram. Sa Re Sa 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 Re Sa 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 Re Sa 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 Ram. Hare Re Hara Hara Hare Re Hara Hare Re Hara 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 Ram. Sa Re Sa 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 Re Sa 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 Re Sa 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 Ram. Hare Re Hara Hara Hare Re Hara Hare Re Hara 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 Ram. Sa Re Sa 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 Re Sa 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 Re Sa 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 Ram. Hare Re Hara Hara Hare Re Hara Hare Re Hara 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 Ram. Sa Re Sa 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 Re Sa 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 Re Sa 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 Ram. Hare Re Hara Hara Hare Re Hara Hare Re Hara 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 Ram. Sa Re Sa 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 Re Sa 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 Re Sa 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 Ram. Hare Re Hara Hara Hare Re Hara Hare Re Hara 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 Ram. Okay, with hands to your chest, take a deep inhale. Hold. Exhale slowly through the nostrils. Just remain here for a moment and observe. Can go a lot longer with that meditation, but we have a time limit, of course, but even the 4 minutes we did can be very effective. You might still feel the sound in your body a little. Now we're going to bring our palms together to tune out, to close out today's practice, bringing the thumbs to the sternum. And we close out all Kundalini practices with the mantra Sat Nam, which we've already seen today, actually. So again, it means I am truth, or truth is my name. And so I encourage you to just sense your way into any truths that may have arisen for you today as we close out. So inhale deeply, all the way from the base of your spine to the crown of your head. Exhale. Inhale deeply again. Exhale. And on the inhale, we're going to close out with one long Sat, one short Nam. Inhale. Sat Nam. And bring your thumbs up to your third eye point, your forehead. And then if it's accessible to you, you can bring your palms and your forehead down to the ground as well to ground out the practice.